It's very common for dismissive avoidants to compare their partner, you, to an ex, their phantom ex, which is a blast from the past. It's somebody that the avoidant had a relationship with that they now fantasize about. And they compare you to their phantom ex. They compare you to this person, but always portraying you in a negative light. Oh, so and so wasn't so needy. So and so wasn't so emotional. So and so wasn't so dramatic. Sometimes they internally compare you, but sometimes they outright tell you that they're comparing you to this person and portraying you in a way that feels very demeaning and hurtful. Why do they do this? Why do they seem hung up on some ex from the past? Well, that phantom X is a way that the dismissive avoidant avoids intimacy with you. Because what their subconscious mind does is it puts this person in a fantasy light. Their ex, the way they remember them, the ex had no needs. The ex had no expectations, no deep emotions. It was just surface level, easy and light, even if that wasn't really the case. They reimagine this ex as a fantasy. And the reason they do this is because if there's somebody better out there, if they had experienced somebody better, then they don't have to fully commit with you. They don't have to be vulnerable with you. It gives them an excuse to have one foot out the door and avoid real emotional intimacy with you. Because why would you fully commit to somebody when there's clearly better out there? Now, this is a way of avoiding emotional intimacy because emotional intimacy feels deeply unsafe to a dismissive avoidant. It goes to their childhood. They were on the receiving end of profound emotional neglect. Many of them didn't know that they were neglected because their basic needs were met: food, clothing, shelter, and material support, but their emotional needs weren't met. Their feelings were rejected and dismissed, and they personalize it, and they grow up to feel like they're just defective, like there's something wrong with them, that they're not lovable. This is why intimacy feels unsafe, because their fear, and it's largely in the subconscious, is if I lower my walls and I let my partner in, my partner's going to figure out that I'm defective and they're going to reject me. So intimacy to them means rejection. They're going to disappoint you. You're going to figure out that they're not enough. So emotional distance feels safe. Well, that phantom X gives them the perfect excuse to create emotional distance between you and them. It has nothing to do with you or your worth and everything to do with their fears around intimacy. Now, what they'll often do too is they'll create this manufactured phantom X. They will take pieces of one X and pieces of another, good personality traits of this X and good personality traits of that X, and create this magical phantom X that never truly even ever existed. The crazy thing is, they're not even aware that they do this. But by creating this perfect partner illusion in their mind, it helps them prevent themselves from completely committing and going all in with any current partner. Now, yes, sometimes dismissive avoidants do get back together with their phantom ex because they've ruminated on this person so much, they reach out, get back together, and then guess what? It's early intensity, but once it gets real, 4 to 6 months in, now their fears are now being triggered with the formerly phantom ex. And what do? They find another phantom X. They create another one and create distance between themselves and their current partner, which was their former phantom X. The cycle never stops. It only stops when the dismissive avoidant gains self-awareness and makes a concerted effort to change their patterns, to heal, learn, and grow. But if they don't do that, this cycle can just continue throughout their entire lives. Early intensity in a relationship, but once it becomes real, they start ruminating on someone from the past to create distance and give them an inevitable excuse to end the relationship and avoid accountability. So when they're comparing you negatively to an ex, it doesn't mean that the ex was actually better than you. It just means that this is a person that doesn't have a process to actually handle intimacy in a mature, healthy way.